So a lot has been going on. It's been really one bombshell after another this week. I found out my phone is tapped.
And that's sunny.
Yeah, and it's probably sunny.
It's sunny.
It turns out I'm an involuntary immigrant. And now the biggest one of all comes from the current president.
What did he say now?
Well, he says, I have tremendous respect for women and the many roles they serve that are vital to the fabric of our society and our economy. On International Women's Day, join me, he says, in honoring the critical role of women here and around the world.
That is beautiful, Whoopi.
You know, and I have to tell you, I'm not sure how to take these tweets. Especially after the top, especially after the top Republican on the House Intelligence Committee said this.
The president is a neophyte to politics. He's been doing this a little over a year. And I think a lot of the things that he says, you guys sometimes take literally.
Maybe that's why we shouldn't have a neophyte as president.
Maybe.
Right?
So, but what do? Should we take it literally on International Women's Day? What are we still fighting for? What's going on?
I think you view it as the obligatory statement that a president would have to make on Women's Day. And to me, it looks like he's learning something, at least, that you have to, there are certain things that you have to comment on. You know, some presidents get criticism if a crime happens around the country that's race-driven or gender-driven or whatever it is, they don't immediately comment on it. I think he's finally realizing, I'm the president of the United States, I'm the president of all people, and I have to acknowledge a day that supports the role that women play in society at large. So I'm glad that he put the tweet out. Now, of course, he has to back that up with policy that supports women, but
that's the problem, isn't it? I mean, you know, Maya Angelou often said, you tell me who you are and I'm going to believe you the first time, right? Something to that effect.
Believe people when they tell you who they are?
Well, who they are. And he already said that he could grab women by the genitals. He talked about Megyn Kelly having blood coming out of everywhere.
What's not respectful about that?
I just don't, it seemed very disingenuous to me.
But if he didn't make the statement, I think a lot of people would say he should have said something. So
but
for
you know
me,
what?
he did say
I think if
something.
he hadn't made the statement, no one would have noticed.
I would have noticed.
I don't think anybody would have realized.
I think that
it would have
when
just
he said
been
he
quite
respects
in there.
women, he has said he respects women 21 times.
Yes.
That means he always said something that was disrespectful, so he had to walk it back by saying, I respect women. So every time he says, so-and-so's a pig, so-and-so's not a 10, so-and-so's fat, I respect women. Then he follows it up with
So-and-so's
that.
a nasty
A
woman.
lot of times, though, the criticism of media and people around that will say to me, it's, you know, the problem's the media and the way they skew things. My problem here is I was raised to know that my actions and my words reflect who I am.
Yes.
And I take that very seriously. It reminds me of a quote, be careful with your words. Once they are said, they can only be forgiven, not forgotten. And I think that's the important thing is I'm not judging Trump from a partisan stance. My criticism of him is I'm listening to what he's saying, and whether you call it seriously or literally, to me, it's what am I trying to say?
Emboldened?
No.
Emblazes?
Emblematic?
Oh, yes, emblematic.
Emblematic. Thank you. Big words today.
Spell it.
Emblematic of his heart. So I think that's the problem for me is my criticisms are actually his words, not the way anyone's skewing them. What he's writing.
Joy?
Yeah.
You all right, Joy?
Yeah, it's fine.
Something get you?
Wait, let me just fan myself.